I have been sitting here for the past probably 2 minutes, just sitting on this sneeze that I thought was gonna come, and every time I got to the little bit of the edge of the nostril, like it wouldn't come. So I'm like, let's just go ahead and start then. I was trying to get it out beforehand, but now it's probably gonna come back at some point, like right in the middle of a song. Welcome everyone to the channel. Thank you so much for being here and walking on in. Hope you're having a lovely day out there. We're gonna go ahead and do a full album listen today of Gong's second studio album, released 1971, Camembert, Electrique, which is translated, or I guess in French, Electrique Camembert, which I don't know what that word means, so I'm looking at it. Camembert is a moist, soft, creamy, surface-ripened cow's milk cheese. And it was first made in Camembert, Normandy. So there you go. So we're going to listen to some electric cheese, basically. So hope that you guys are excited. Hope that you're interested in sticking around and listening to the full album. Now my nose is like stuffy and oh man, am I getting sick? Anyways, I'm excited to get into this one. We've listened to, of course, 3 of their albums, the trilogy. And now we're going to go ahead and explore this album that a lot of you had suggested that I go back and listen to this one. Among those who had suggested this one, MDR, Black Cat Central Music, Mr. Greyhawk, Jay Fergs, I believe you said this is your favorite Gong album, Hognauts, Quark Work, I think I said that correctly, John CF, Not the Real Eric, well, will the real Erics please stand up, Elvin Pelvin, David Emery, SBK Design, the list goes on, Shy Shift, Ken L, Sick of the EW, Baljean, thank you all so much for the suggestion. Yeah, I'm excited to go and listen to it because Gong are always a fun and definitely always an interesting time to listen to. My nose is so stuffy now all of a sudden, like I'm feeling it. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna try not to sneeze into the microphone. If I do, I'll just mute the microphone, so that way you guys don't have to worry about hearing that. So anyways, let's just go ahead and start off. A lot of the tracks are a few seconds long, so the first track, which is Radio Gnome, or if we're going to pronounce it the way he sings it, Radio Gnome, then we'll just let that lead into the next one, You Can't Kill Me, which is 6 minutes long. So a lot of these we'll just kind of let go back and transition into the next one here. So let's go ahead and start off the album listen. Hope you guys are having a lovely one out there. Don't forget, if you enjoy what I do, press the like button. Subscribe if it's your first time here. Support the channel on Patreon, all that stuff. Without further ado. Oh, hold on. A little bit of ado because I forgot to pull up the album. You would think that I would have this down by now. And to an extent I do. But to another extent I do not. They're going to give me every single album. I don't want to type all of them. Camembert. Oh no, it should come up. There we go. There we go. All right, Radio Gnome starting off, and we'll let it lead into You Can't Kill Me. Here we go, guys.
Bonsoir. C'est Mission Planète Gong. Radio Gnome. Invisible. Direct de la planète Gong. Une sous la planète. Gong, 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 gong. Well, you can kill my father, you can kill my sons, you can kill my children with a gun.
Okay.
You can kill my family please. You can kill my body, baby. You can kill my body, baby.
I like that hints of atmosphere. What a great assortment of styles here on this one. Great moment.
You can do what you want.
This is like a great piece of psychedelic rock.
I'll be seeing you again. I'll be being you again. I'll be dreaming you again. Again and again and again. I see you sitting there on your old black veranda. You got your shady lady and won't sing.
Nice rambling riff.
Remember, you really only me in the morning. I see you sitting there on your old black veranda. You got your shady lady and won't sing.
They're cooking on this one. I love Pip's drumming. Nice how it transitioned right there. Keeping that same groove. That is so heavy. This is such a great climax in the music. Space whispers, how these are building atmosphere around us. And she responds every time he says, "You can kill this." You Can't Kill Me is a brilliant starting point to the album. Radio Gnome, okay, it was just basically a transmission kind of coming in. You get some sounds in there, cool. But You Can't Kill Me. I love how in this track you have such a hard edge to Gong. Like, yeah, we've heard them rock out in later albums, obviously, right? But like, you have a very locked in, tight knit, hard rockin', still very psychedelic, and still has having those gongisms kind of song here, and I love it. Pip's drumming to me is the star here. His drumming is both flashy, sophisticated, groovy, heavy, subtle, everything built in. His work on this snare with a lot of fills, the ghost notes, the heavy handedness of the heavier section. Bum bum ba da da bum ba 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 da da ba. And the way that he's able to change his groove in such perfect accordance with the music, which is actually one of the things I really liked about this song, is how organic everything was and how it shifted through its many different parts so brilliantly. Like, it was just this really wonderful harmony as they were moving throughout the track here. The saxophone by Didier was just wonderful to listen to. Has a sort of playfulness. The singing, of course, by David Allen, and the guitar work is whimsical as always, but in this track it's a little bit more straightforward. I love how his voice goes from I guess impactful and rambling and just like throwing it out there to those much more ambience kind of led moments with his voice and the way that the space opens up. This track had more, I would say, rocking moments than ambience, but you still get that feeling of atmosphere as they're rocking out. But I think that this is the type of track that is like a hallmark in a psychedelic rock kind of phase, because it's definitely rocking, but it leaves you a little bit psyched out or maybe psyched in. But this was a really, really brilliant opening to the album. And I also, of course, like Gilly Smith with her Space Whispers, which make a very nice appearance through here. Because I like how every time he says, I mean, might as well go through the lyrics here real quick. Well, you can't kill my father. And then you would have Gilly in the back with like, ah! Or like with some sort of response, which I like how that accents it and called back and forth with David there. Well, you can kill my father, you can kill my son, you can kill my children with a gun. You can kill my family tree. You can kill my body, baby. You can kill my body, but you can't kill me. Now, what does that mean? Because, I mean, if you kill your body, you're pretty much done. But this can, of course, be, you can't kill the idea of me. You can't kill my soul. You can't kill the things I've left behind or the memories I've created, the experiences I've had with other people. You can't kill me. My Lord, I love you. Now you're here, then you're... I guess I could show you the lyrics, right? I forgot about that. Now you're here, then you're gone. Night and day, right and wrong. You can do what you want. You can do what you want. I'll be seeing you again. I'll be being you again. I'll be dreaming you again, and again. So I see you sitting there on your old back veranda. You got your shady lady and waltzing Matilda. I only want to know if you really remember, you're really only me in the morning banana. I don't know what he's talking about there, but for some reason the line morning banana is kind of funny. I see you sitting there on your old bar. Oh, he repeats that again. I'll be seeing you again. I'll be seeing you again. One for the pleasure, one for the pain. A little taste of heaven play on the game. I'll be seeing you again. The lyrics repeat from there. You can do what you want. Nothing written down there about the song. So while I'm not exactly sure what it's about, I can tell you it's a good time. We're having a good time on it. Let's go and move on into the next track here, which is going to be I've Been Stoned Before / Mr. Longshanks / Oh Mother. All right, let's go ahead and let it rip.
Gentlemen, attention.
Attention. Achtung.
I've been stoned before.
I've been stoned before. This church hymn with the organ. What is someone being stoned in a crematorium? What a beautiful hymn about being stoned in many different places. What a... I like how this is kind of building into a free jazz kind of section before I'm sure getting into the groove of things. See how that double track saxophone led in so nice. Jeez. That melody sounds like something. Right back.
Oh mother, don't do it again. 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 The man in the balla, the man in the balla, the man in the balla, the man in the balla. You know what he's after. 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 For Bunky Monday, how's your father and mind how you go? Oh mother, don't do it again. Oh mother, don't do it again. Oh mother, don't do it again. Oh mother, don't do it again.
When he switches into this, it's so playful, like almost carnival-esque. And then the next track, I'm Your Fantasy. Well, I didn't mean to... Oh, I might as well let it go. Let's let it go.
Now is tomorrow afternoon. There is only you and I and the that gets into your bed. The night shadow that loves you makes love with you.
I really love this kind of atmosphere. It's a really great way to slow down everything. like the echo, almost as if being in a railway station.
Is that candle drips your name. Your fantasy.
Okay. I just want to say that the mood of I'm Your Fantasy is so beautiful to listen to, especially after the previous track, I've Been Stoned, Mr. Longshanks. I think that it is such a beautifully rewarded atmosphere. It's so just like barely tangible. The space is great. I love Gilly's vocals here, those space whispers, given time to actually expand in the space there, alongside with the simple, bass line that's very melodic and ambient as well, just kind of floating everything along gently, like pushing a fallen leaf down a gentle stream, just kind of floating out into the ether. The effects on her voice are really awesome as well, especially in the line where she mentions a railway station, because that's where this big, expansive reverb and echo kind of happens. And from that point forward, it carries on. But, when she says calling your name in a railway station, it sounds like it would be in a tunnel or in a underground subway of some sort. And so you would have that natural reverb. So I like how that effect is on her voice at that particular point. It's just a really, really nice moment there. And like I said, that piece of music, that track, comes so perfectly after the previous one. So with I've Been Stoned Before, I love how it's in the form of a church hymn. And he's basically saying, let me pull up the lyrics here really quick so you guys can see also. I've been stoned before in St. John's Wood Crematorium. Okay, I mean, out of all places, I guess that's one of them. And then he says, I fell down with boredom, knee deep in the snow. I've been stoned before. He says it so interestingly, in the Prague, in the Hague, or was it the morgue? Why am I so vague? Because I've been stoned before. It's just really funny how he says that there, and the way he enunciates certain words there, and of course the silliness of the lyrics there. And then from that point, you have the saxophone begin to come in alongside with him in that hymn, which I think is a really beautiful touch. And then it moves on into, it's more progressive rock kind of feel there. And it is very progressive as it moves into the next part, which is the Mr. Longshanks and Oh Mother section. Lots of playfulness there. Lots of stuff happening. That's them, to me, getting to their proggy side. But honestly, it was on either side of that track, with the I've Been Stoned Before, and then the oh my god, I'm already forgetting the name. And with the I'm Your Fantasy. I feel like those are the two really nice bookends, I guess. And then the Mr. Longshanks, Oh Mother, is the book. But once again, really nice transitions throughout. A lot of interesting time signature changes happening in that section. Like I said, that's to me where they're getting a little bit more proggy. But I really like the ambience built up on either side of that. Let's move on into the next two tracks here, which are going to be Dynamite / I Am Your Animal, and then Wet Cheese Delirium, since the last one is only going to be 30 seconds long. So might as well let these two run together. Here we go. There you go. Right back into it. That bass line continuing on. That's a mean guitar searing in. brewing. This bass change. Listen to Pip. See that snare work? I'm sorry, but I love listening to Pip and his drumming. Right back to that. That is such a great moment to come back to. This build-up. Some space scat. Okay. Okay.
Tu veux un camembert? Un camembert? Tu veux un camembert? Un camembert? Un camembert? Tu veux un camembert? Un camembert? Tu veux un camembert? 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 Tu veux un camembert?
Okay, well, I have no idea what he was saying there in Wet Cheese Delirium. I think he was saying Camembert, but I'm not 100% sure. It also sounded like he said, can we do it again? Or, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what he's saying. Let's go back to the other track with Dynamite. That startup, that escalation and the layering in the beginning that they return to halfway through is absolutely brilliant. Pip, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-ba, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-ba, right? And then the bass line. And then it starts continuing. That's my bass sound. And then that guitar riff, which sounds really sinister. This layering is just so brilliantly done. It is so exciting. I would say especially the bass playing, which I didn't even mention, but Christian Trish is the bass player here. And I just really love how this is revving that certain kind of engine before kicking it back into the music, into the groove of things. At one point, Alan starts what I would call space scatting at the very end of the track, when his voice came very much forward, it was a little bit scary when it came up like really close, and he's like, da, 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 scatting in his own peculiar way, alongside with the music, which is just it's just different. You got the space whispers reappearing. If you're listening to Malaby on this saxophone, I like how the sax in this track is kind of playing in this, to me, this circular motion with a carnival-esque kind of tone. There's a little bit of a whimsical, cartoony, silly sound to it, but it's playing in this very hypnotic way that kind of charms you. It kind of mesmerizes you. And I was listening to Malaby and Pip. We're going to talk about Pip. But I was listening to that. I'm like, that's kind of a very, I don't know, I was thinking like a snake charmer kind of way. Like it just kind of lulls you into this false sense of security before Alan comes in. Pip's drumming once again. Are you listening to this drumming? Because it is incredible. I'm just listening to the power, the sophistication. Once again, the snare work, the constant kicks, and the way he's playing that, I think is just so incredible. The change-ups, how he nails them so wonderfully. It's just a joy to listen to him when it comes to the drums there. All right, and let's go ahead and get into the Dynamite lyrics over here. With I am your animal, dynamite, 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 baby. I am your animal watching your head. And this is those space whispers from Gilly coming in. I have been following you, walking behind you, sleeping with you, getting into your bed, and I watch and see how you are lying. So there's this almost predatorial kind of stalker. I'm watching you. I'm always there. But at the same time, because of the voice, it's kind of comforting. It's not like so scary, but it is a little creeps. I am your animal. Your head is in my hands. I'm going to F you up, F you up, F you up. Dynamite, your finger at the trigger, and your body burning up. You lick the moon, busy old fool. That big fat sun up there in the sky. Yes, son. That's when he's like, yeah! But what's that beside it? Is it a comet or a Technicolor widescreen invisible planet? Well, it's the planet Gong. We have arrived. Your finger at the trigger, your body burning up. Camembert, Electrique. So there you go. Finally got the title drop there in the lyrics on the final side, or the first side of this particular album. So let's get out of our wet cheese delirium and move on into the second side of the album. I hope that you guys are still here and enjoying it. If you are still here, answer this question for me. What's your favorite type of cheese? What is your preferred cheese? Do you like a Gouda, a mozzarella, American cheese? Come on, right? If I had to think about my favorite cheese, I'm definitely leaning towards a white cheese. I would say either ricotta or Swiss. I really like those two. If I'm thinking about it off the top of my head, definitely, I really love ricotta, especially like on pizza or in pasta. Oh, there's this pizza place here that makes a pizza with like creamed whipped ricotta on top of the pizza. And then they put a little bit of hot honey on it as well, along with sausage and pepperoni and stuff. And I'm not a spicy person. I don't like hot stuff. But just that little bit of hot honey they put on. All right. Let's move on into the second side of the album, which is going to be starting off with squeezing sponges over policemen's heads, which I wouldn't recommend. And then we'll let it leave on to the next track. Faux hat digs holes in space. I'll take it.
Gong. And there's one other thing.
Tu veux un camembert?
Non mais c'est pas possible ça.
Gives me a space rock kind of Hawkwind sound. building up. It's cosmic. Letting those solar waves wash over you. Her exhale. Great sax riff with the guitar chords hidden on the side. Up front. Love how he vocalizes with it.
Sing. I gotta smoke grass to help me see what you babe. Well, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the biggest fool of all? Hallucinating, freedom calls, what's freedom, babe?
Oh yeah. Oh, quick in and out verse, and then right back to it. Very nasty here. Listen to Pip's kick. With the flams? I think that this track is just brilliant when it comes to its structure. The first half is basically to me this hypnotic space rock, maybe Hawkwind adjacent kind of form that just takes over. It's incredibly spacey. I love how beautiful everything sounds in there. I like Gong in all of their moments, but I think my favorite part of Gong, besides their whimsicalness and their silliness and obviously serious musicianship, is when they get into that more atmospheric kind of spacey sound. And here we've at least gotten two times of that I think are absolutely brilliant. And I think the first half of this track is so beautifully laid out and hypnotic. I'm curious though, did some of you think that it went on too long? Did some of you feel like it was like a little bit too long and you were like, okay, let's kind of speed this up and get into things? That's not how I feel. I loved it. I love ambience like that, and I could have sat there probably for a little bit more even, just to let it wash over me. But I'm curious because I could feel how someone would listen to it and be like, okay, I like this, but like let's kind of move on. So I'm just fishing for compliments, or not compliments, for comments on what you guys felt. Did you feel like it was too long? And then when it shifted so brilliantly into the second half, which gets things right back up and rolling, you hear the bass riff come in, the guitar riff, the sax from Mallerby. It all begins and starts us up once again, and you know we're getting into something there. And then David just has a quick spit of a verse. He's in, and then he's out. And I think that that's brilliant. Pip's drumming, of course, is wonderful. I love the flams brought in at the end, because that, besides the kicks and how constantly he was putting them down, it once again just brings in that sort of uprising climactic effect, right? Yeah, you can hit it just on the ba, 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 ba. But when you hit the flams, like, I can't do it that quick, but it kind of adds a little bit of a gallop nature, I would say, into that particular moment. So I just think that that's another very intelligent choice when it comes to the rhythm and the drumming specifically. And I like how when we got into that more rock and roll part in the second half, how David and Mallerby started off that sax riff, but then David started vocalizing in harmony with it. And like that was kind of the entry into that second half. I just thought it was really cool how they did that. Let's look at these lyrics here though really quick. Well, help me sing this song. I want to stay living for much too long. Now I want to ride this big brass gong. Where am I, babe? You don't know. I gotta take pills to kill my pain. To kill my pleasure, I blow my brain. Okay, I get so high I fall down again. What's happening, man? You don't know. Gotta drink booze to help me swing. Belladonna to help me sing. I gotta smoke grass to help me see. Who are you, babe? You don't know. Well, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the biggest fool of all? Hallucinating freedom calls. What's freedom, babe? You don't know. I think that he's just. I think that he's just in a diss, a drug-induced state, and he's just pondering. I think that he's just going through a lot of emotions. He's in his feelings right now. He's in his thoughts. That's what I think. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna know half the time what they're talking about. All I know is that it's a good time. Especially, I'm sure, him. Let's move on into the next track, which is And You Tried So Hard. Here we go.
And you tried so hard to get there. And you tried so hard to get there.
This is a very sunny, beautiful kind of feel.
And you tried so hard to get there. And you tried so hard to get there.
It's kind of a different tone. Kind of straightforward and very sunny and bright. to how the flute's recorded. There's a lot of space to it. How busy Pip is. I feel like this would have made a great single, kind of.
Silken cords trembling into the waterfall, where the wise brown frog gives princely advice, but not to you.
Does anyone else think that Try So Hard would have made a great single off of the album? I think that it is, I mean, first of all, tone-wise, to me, it's very sunny. It's very, like, positive and upbeat. I love how bright the chords are, especially from Alan's guitar. Like, it just feels very, like, Alright, and then his singing here, like, everything is relatively straightforward, and the Gongisms are kind of pulled back a little bit. So this is just a very straightforward, like, I don't know. To me, it has a 60s kind of sound to it, kind of song. And I really, really like that. I like how you still have a little bit of Gong's signature sounds here. You still have those space whispers. You know, like, you have some flute in there as well, which sounds gorgeous. I think that this was just a really beautiful song and kind of a welcome departure. That was my foot that made that sound. That's not me. That was kind of a welcome departure. You got the heavy and weird. You got the spacey and ambient. This was like sunny and grounded. It's the best way I can think of describing that. But I think that this would have made a really great single from the album. I don't know. I mean, we can look at that after. I haven't even looked at the Wikipedia page really. But I just think that would have really, really hit audiences kind of right. And then Pip, once again, his drumming. I like how a song like this, the drumming could have really... And actually, if you take this song, take out Pip, give it to, I don't know, another band, I don't know, the Kinks or something. I don't know, I'm just picking a band. And, like, straighten out the drum pattern and make it, like, very, like, standard. And it would have sounded great. I like how Pip is very busy in this song, like in the verse. Like, but at the same time, it's busy, but he's also very locked in. He's still in a pocket. It's just a pocket filled with a lot of change, you know? And I like that because it makes this stand out without making Pip stand out apart from the band. No, it's making the whole band stand out and making them all sound really, really good. I think that was really nice. Let's look at the lyrics on this one here. And you tried so hard to get there, you tried so hard to get there. Must be a way for you to make the big time. You gotta lay the lady at the right time. There'll come a day for drinking all the sky wine. You only say you're waiting for the right time. There'll come a time, just try and try against. Even lyrics are kind of straightforward, you know? Trying so hard, it's encouraging, it's inspiring, motivational, moving. You who believe. You believe that you can take or leave my love for you. You believe that you are free to choose what to do. You believe that feeling nothing make you wise and strong. Tell me, what makes you love you also makes me wrong. What makes me love you also makes me wrong. Look at me, look at you, look at the people. I like that. You are free to believe these things, but that doesn't necessarily make it true. I am not free, I'm not free. A hand flutters in my brain. This is Gilly coming in. Silken cords trembling into the waterfall, where the wise brown frog gives princely advice. I love that. But not to you or I. Who? You who believe, and you tried so hard to get there. So, like, I like this song because this one, to me, I'm on the cusp of understanding about wisdom and truth and belief, and not necessarily what you believe is the truth, but who knows the truth, and what could this be applied to? I don't know. Go ask the big brown frog. Let's go ahead and move on into this last two tracks. Actually, let's listen to them all together. Tropical Fish, Salini, which is 7 minutes long, and then we'll let it finish out the album with the final track at 26 seconds long. Gnome, the second. Let's go ahead and let it rip.
Shady lady, what's your problem? Trying to buy a brand new husband. All I want to know is just what happened to your latest wisdom. Seemed like a difficult wedge to me. Seemed like a tropical fish to me. What you got in me? It's like that, but I get it.
Oh, Alec.
Stranger and stranger, why did it? 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 But you got in me, it's like that, I get it. Stranger and stranger, why did it? Stranger and stranger, why did it? Stranger and stranger, why did it? Stranger and stranger, why did it?
Like the fast drums with the atmosphere. Alec is getting off now. Listen to the pip.
I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe my eyes.
It's funny how they're able to make something sound so ambient and spacey, but still it's fire. to that wash of ambience kind of swirling in the back while Mallory's soloing over here.
Is your baby goodbye? Baby, baby, don't cry. See the submarine fly. Hear the angels sing.
It kind of sounds like an incantation of sorts. Didn't that sound like an incantation, like he's calling out Salini, and then he brings it in with this riff? I'm trying to see how the music backs off volume-wise, but Gilly's front now.
Spirit of the my mind is made of you. Tell me what to do.
Coming back. There you go.
Yes, son, we can hold target. 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 Your finger in the trigger and your body burn up. Camembert electric.
Woo.
Gong on the planet Gong.
Le gnome invisible. Visible. Gong.
I like how they repeat Gong at the very end, like an alien transmission basically coming towards us. Kind of a nice ending, bookending like the opening of the album here. All right, Tropical Fish. I think that this is Gong's send-off on the album. I think that this is probably the track that represents Gong the most in this album, and I think that it hits every single aspect of them. Starting off like a horse racing for a sugar to apple right off the gate. It is a quick, heavy, just flurry of everything coming at you right in your face. And I really like that abrasive opening and how it like kind of throws a glass of cold water, you know, For a moment, part of my brain said, take this water and like throw it to show people. Just take my word for it. Just taking a glass of cold water and just throwing it in your face, waking you up before like sitting you back down, putting the headphones on your ears and saying, let's go ahead and listen to this. I just like that really aggressive opening. Not aggressive, but like that in your face kind of opening before we begin to settle into more of what we expect. I like how this track has equal parts rock, equal parts psychedelic and space. I really like that moment about 3/4 of the way through when the music kind of comes down volume wise. And to be honest, I thought there was something wrong with my headphones and I was about to start like looking at them. But then those space whispers come in up front, taking the place of where that music was. So now the music is in the background and Gilly is up front. And I thought that was a really interesting choice production wise, because a lot of times her vocals have been kind of in the midpoint or even in the background to provide ambience or to have a spacey kind of section. But now it's up front, even pushed a little further than where the lead vocals from David would be. And I just thought that was a really cool choice to do that. The song even has a few catchy kind of moments in here. How they bring back parts in the end, calling back to that. I think that was really nice. Pip's drumming is sensational as always. I love Mallerby's sax in here. I think the solo spot here is probably one of the high points and highlights, not only of the song, but of the album. Just the way he riffs into it and breaks into that solo, I thought sounded really, really good. Extremely melodic, and it fits so well with the music here. And once again, the band has a great flow of taking all these different parts and combining them together and structuring them together in a way that makes sense for music that to maybe a lot of ears doesn't make sense, I think that they just did a really fantastic job with that. Well, shady lady, what's your problem? Trying to buy a brand new husband? All I want to know is what happened to your latest ancient wisdom. She seems like a typical witch to me. She seems like a tropical fish to me. But you can't kid me. It's like that back in Sydney. So I like how perhaps he's approached this person, this witch, this seer for some sort of wisdom. He ain't getting it. He ain't getting it. What happened to your ancient wisdom? Stranger and stranger, why do you do it? But you can't kid me, it's like that back in Sydney. I couldn't believe my eyes, I could believe my ears. Kiss your lady goodbye, baby, baby, don't cry. See the submarine fly. Hear, I didn't mean to click that. Hear the angels sing. Selene, spirit of the moon. Here's that incantation part of which David starts off, and then eventually, like I said, Gilly comes in. Selene, spirit of the moon. My mind is made of you. Tell me what to do, Selene. Selene, if I remember correctly, is the goddess of the moon. And I really like that moment there, and actually that makes me think about how before, like, he's approaching this witch, a fortune teller, whatever it may be, and now is that kind of, like I said, that incantation kind of moment, that calling out to the spirit of the moon, perhaps for those answers that he couldn't get from the lady there. And then he's just asking and imploring, tell me what to do, tell me what to do, my mind is made of you. So no answers given. As far as I can see, no response being made. However, there is an asking there. And then there weren't really lyrics to really go over for the final track besides, Planet Gong and the Gongisms there. I think that this was a really cool album to listen to. And this being their second album, like, they're in. Like, they are established here. They are hitting all the right notes, and like their style is firm. I love how hard rocking this one is, but at the same time, very spacey at the same time. I would say my favorite tracks on here, probably going to be You Can't Kill Me. I think that that's just a really, really awesome track. And maybe Faux Hat digs Holes in Space. I might go with those two. Obviously, I like the more ambient tracks as well, but I think as a whole, I think You Can't Kill Me is my favorite track on here. But let me look at the Wikipedia page, actually. Let me bring you guys back up just so you can see us well. See if there's anything interesting here. It says it was released in France in 1971, where it sold for 59 pence, the price of a single, a marketing scheme Virgin had used the year before for the album The Faust Tapes by Faust, in the hope that greatly discounted albums would give more exposure to artists and encourage sales of their regularly priced albums. Although these discounted albums did not qualify for album chart listings. That's kind of interesting. So, instead of selling this album for their normal album price, they sold it for the single price in hopes that it would gain more exposure for the band and, of course, other artists and other music people on the labels and such. I think that's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. Says here, it was also issued twice on Virgin's Caroline Records budget label, but still at a discount price, but no longer priced as low as a single. It just kept getting released at a lower price. I'm sure, did the band agree to that? More recently, it has been reissued in the UK on CD by Snapper Music and on Get Back Records. Was it finally sold at a normal price? I don't know. But what I do know is that this was a really cool album to listen to. I still think And You Tried So Hard would be a really great candidate for a single on the album, but I don't know, that's just me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed listening to it with me. I really appreciate you sticking by and being here for, how long have I been recording? An hour and 8 minutes. It's been an hour and 8 minutes. So let's not make it go an hour 10. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. You can support what I do on Patreon. Helps me when I do full album listens like this and reviews like this, so we can just take whole bites at a time instead of little snippets. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.